One love out to Jamaica. Let us all send Jamaica some positive vibration, raising the frequency to the most high of 528 hertz with some peace, love, joy, happiness, healing, repairing, and prosperity. Jamaica needs that right now. Jamaica, totally destruction, destroyed, especially in that western part. Talking about Montego Bay, Trelawney, Santa Cruz, St. Elizabeth, Black River area. Total destruction, leveled. It's like a nuclear bomb went off there and leveled everything. And a lot of those houses, the infrastructures in those houses, are not up to that level, like concrete level. Some of them are concrete and majority of them is not. Talking about some wooden houses, make out a zinc roof, so that easily can get leveled out. The land is destroyed. All the crops, fruit, vegetables, or herbs in, all leveled out. Not even a leaf on the tree, right? No electricity, no water. A lot of debts too, and there are people that die that they can't even find, so there's more debts on top of more debts, right? So just send some love, some peace, some healing, some prosperity, everything we can send, just from speaking it. What you speak in you is what you manifest. What you put in, what you get out, what you put out is what you get back. So let's do that with some love. What's going on, guys? One love out to everybody. Quick video for you guys here. This is a video that I wasn't going to make either. From the last video I made, which was it's going to be 15-16 days ago now, and I spoke about weather modification, and in the video I mentioned a couple of things, and 13 days later there's a massive hurricane Melissa that hit Jamaica, where I'm from, right? So that's why I make the video. I figure, since I'm from Jamaica, I might as well make it, right? So we got different parishes in Jamaica. So we're looking at Black River, which is the capital of St. Elizabeth. You have New Hope. You have Montego Bay, which is St. James Parish. White House, you have Savlamar, which is located in Westmoreland. So these are all the areas that got the most damage, serious damages, right? And now, you can look at it on how you want to look at it. But like I said, this happened on October 28th, and on the 15th I made a video speaking on Florida has banned weather modification, right? And what did I say in the video? If you guys listen to the video, I told you that, which I'm going to play it back for you. So you have to keep this in mind, or you want to believe them when he's telling you now, right? That is when you're going to believe it, right? But from someone else that's not mainstream, or I guess doesn't have a suit on, or have a lot of money, whatever, you're just not going to believe it. But now you may believe it now. Damn, so it is true, huh? At that moment you believe in it, and he's telling you that, and they're telling you. That's the thing you have to question. You got to question that now. Why are they coming out now and telling you that? If they're telling you that, just say that what's around the corner is pretty close. That is what I can tell you. Like I said, we're in a shift. I've been saying this for a long time. Shift in consciousness. There's more to this world, or you want to say this earth, that the earth is not what they say it is either. There's a lot of things that's not what they say it is. It is not what it is. You understand? There's a lot of lies out there. A lot of what they want to say conspiracy theories, right? So you have to keep this in mind. If he's telling you this right now, with a bunch of other things that's coming out consistently, even with the foods and the jab or whatever you want to say, and more things are coming out, just prepare yourself. This video was created on October 15th, 2025. 13 days later, Hurricane Melissa makes landfall in Jamaica on October 28th, 2025 as a catastrophic Category 5 storm. So, I guess it's a coincidence, huh? I'm going to give you guys give you guys a hint here. I was going to tell you the same thing that I do here, with what, if you want to say chemtrail or seeding, it's the same thing that they do in Jamaica, right? They've been doing that. And how do I know that? Because I have video of it too. in Jamaica. Same thing they do in Florida, they do in Jamaica. Florida and Jamaica is pretty close. It takes like, you can get to Jamaica by plane like 45 minutes. Or even less, you know. Is it weather modification that caused Hurricane Melissa to happen in Jamaica? I leave that up to you guys to figure that one out, man. Like I said, I pretty much told you. I spoke it in the video on October 15th. 13 days later, Jamaica have a massive hurricane, October 28th, category 5. They just banned weather modification in Florida. The same thing they do here in Florida is the same thing they do in Jamaica. Sometimes it be at the same time they're actually doing it. Yes, geoengineering is banned in Florida. It's a new law. Which prohibits the intentional release of dispersion of chemicals or substances into the atmosphere for the purpose of altering the weather, temperature, climate, and sunlight intensity. Is geoengineering banned in Jamaica? Jamaica has not enacted a specific national law that explicitly bans all forms of geoengineering. Exactly, so no. You can read through it more if you want to, but it's pretty much no. So they can still go around and do what they want to do, and then, you know, heat up certain areas if they want to. So global warming, huh? After everything happens and, you know, the hurricane passed through, and then, you know, there's a ton of videos going to come out, and they're going to be conspiracy theory videos which been popping up, you know, millions of views, 100,000 shares, whatever you want to see, you know, there's bigger channels, right? And they're saying, oh man, this could be you know, like a weather manipulation kind of thing, you know, and it's like, you know, and they just throwing it all out there, throwing it out there all at once, along with the news reports and everything that's been thrown at you all at one time, right? What did I tell you in the video here? This was October 15th, 13 days later. Then Jamaica got hit by a big hurricane. I told you, if this guy here, if he's showing you his hands, you know, they're showing the cards. They're telling you that, oh, now we're going to ban weather manipulation, which is something that they know about already, but they got to tell you, you see? So he's telling you that they're not going to have planes fly around and like mess with the climate, or try to mess with the climate, or try to block the sun and make a shift in the climate. They're not going to have planes do that anymore, because they're going to ban it in Florida. And Florida and Jamaica is real close together. And in Jamaica they do the same thing, which I'm going to post a couple of videos of Jamaica too, showing you the same thing, the same activities. Which, you know, in the video that I posted 15 days ago, this is pretty much the same videos like what they show here, you know, similar, right? So this video here is pretty much happened in Jamaica as well. The pictures, I'm going to show you actual videos for that, right? Florida just became the first state to ban weather modification and geoengineering flights at all state airports, right? Now, like I said before, there are other ways of also playing with the climate, which you can say harp and other instruments that they have that can mess around with the climate, depending on what they want to do. If it's earthquakes or whatever they want to create, you gotta remember, we're living in a world that's based on illusion, stage, right? The third dimension, right? And they play the games that they want to play here. So they have things that they push on you, which is unnatural things. So they can make unnatural things happen if they want to, right? Unnatural foods, unnatural vaccination, unnatural beer, alcohol, cigarettes, unnatural birth, unnatural a lot of things. Majority of things they're giving you is all unnatural. They are not for naturalness. But natural things do happen. So like I said, we're in a shift in consciousness. So like I told you, there is a rise in frequency, in vibration. They're doing their own shift also. I've been telling you this for a while. So it's not a coincidence that I make a video and I specifically told you that if he's telling you that they're banning geoengineering, they're literally telling you that, which is pretty much chemtrailing or seeding, or like however you want to put it, man. He's letting you know that we're banning planes from flying around and messing with the climate. I mean, that's pretty much. We prohibit the intentional release of substance or apparatus into the atmosphere to affect weather, climate, temperature, and sunlight intensity within Florida. That's in Florida. Only. They do this all over, including Jamaica. And there's other instruments that they use as well, depending on what they want to do. On what, if it's a snowstorm, earthquake, a tornado, twisters, or whatever. Or, it's all about heating up that particular area. When does most of the hurricanes and these things play out? They use the seasons to pull the stunts. So most of the summertime it gets really hot, right? And in Jamaica, it's blazing hot. Blazing hot in Jamaica. I made a video 2 weeks ago. October 15th is when I made the video. 2 weeks ago. It says it there. 13 days later, Hurricane Melissa makes landfall in Jamaica. Category 5. Destroy entire Montego Bay, most of the western part. So more of the countryside. That's not a coincidence. But again, I leave it, to the audience. Leave an open mind for you to feel and think for yourself and realize that what we're dealing with, or what you think you're dealing with, or what you think you live in, or what the earth you live on, or whatever they claim it is, or the games you're playing, and whatever you think it is not what it is. So I'm just going to leave it like that. So you can come up with your own conclusion. This is just a next scheme, a next stunt. Like I said, if he's telling you that, something is very close around the corner. And I explained that to you. It could have been Florida, but it was Jamaica. It could have been somewhere else. But it's set. When you see them start to ban things, and they're banning things that is a conspiracy theory, supposedly, you got to question that. Because why is he telling you that? Exactly. They're showing their hands, and they have to tell you. They got to show their hands. Once they show their hands and they tell you, and hey, this is what we're banning, and this is it. Then whatever happens after that. But again, a lot of people are not going to realize that, though. Just going to keep going along with the day. Like, my God, maybe some Jesus Christ come save me. You got to understand what we're dealing with here. The three-dimensional world is built, it's created by them. It's their realm. It's their underworld, dude. All those things that they put there for you, is because they put it there for you. All the Jesus, all those things they put there, the Bible, all them things, all them religions, they put that there for you. The truth you seek, it lies within you. You're not going to find the truth in the 3 dimension. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to find the truth in them because they're not going to tell you the truth. They're going to run games. They're going to create lies and false things and images and illusions. Right? But while they're doing that, they're going to eventually reveal it to you, though. But when they're revealing it, prepare yourself for what's coming around the corner. So all this Hollywood, and they're revealing all the pedophiles, PDDs, all these people that are revealing or whatever they're saying, right? All those things the things that they're revealing, and these people that they're pointing fingers and say this guy, this guy, this guy. You gotta understand it's coming from a main source, right? All those people didn't become the way they are out of nothing. Become that way because of something. You see, but there are those people, those puppets, the faces. So they need to break down something now. They need to tear down something and then rebuild it. And that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna rebuild something. So, but they gotta get rid of the old and make way for the new. So, like I said, believe what you want to believe because it's just a belief. Just like like your religion is just a belief system. I'm telling you straight up. At least for myself, if you want to seek a God, you got to detach from that 3 dimension and connect with your inner self. You have all the answers. All the manual is within you. All the writings, all the scriptures, all the truth lays within you. It lies within you. If you're out there trying to find it like to this preacher, to there, to there, to there, it's going to run you in a circle. And then they're going to play games on you. So remember, this has been happening. This is not new. It's just that when you're aware of it and you awaken to it. Like I tell you, we're in a shift. When things are starting to shift, it's either you can shift away from it, you can stay where you're at, or you can rise up. It all depends on what you want to do. But to get to that point, and of course you got to realize what you're dealing with, and you got to realize who you are and where you really come from. See, nobody knows where they really come from and who they really are. You're just playing this game in an illusion, in a 3-dimensional world, where they're going to indoctrinate you, they're going to teach you things and tell you things. The things that they're telling you is the things that they want you to know, is what they want you to believe. They're telling you that, oh, God come from the sky, heaven. If you do good now, you go to heaven, right? So when you die, you're going to go to heaven. And if you do wrong, you go to hell. That's in their world. That's in their 3-dimensional world, though. But you don't have to live like that, though, because that's not living, that's just existing. That's just going along with the lessons and the teachings that they give you. So they pretty much indoctrinate you and tell you who you are. But then who they tell you are is not who you really are, though. You see? So what we're dealing with here is that you don't really know who you are. So if you don't really know who you truly are and the magic that you have within you, and that you are truly magical, and you can create all these things from within, you can manifest a lot of things, you can foresee things, because that's part of the magic that you have. If you don't understand this, then you're going to get trapped in that 3 dimension and continue doing the same thing over and over again. There are natural disasters, and like I said, there is a shift. So there's a shift on the other side that's doing its own shifting. And then you have the 3 dimension that is creating unnatural things for you on a consistent basis. Unnatural. They deal with only unnatural things. Like I said, I'll leave that up to you, but I know what I know because I pretty much explained it to you in this video. When you're speaking certain things and you're speaking out against certain things and you're saying it before it does happen, or you're giving a hint before it does happen, of course I'm not going to like that. Yeah, as I'm saying, after everything is done, the other channels are going to pick it up and just blast it. Oh, it's conspiracy theory, man, you know, say whatever they want to say. Millions and millions of views, whatever. It's not much about the views, because for me it's just the information. It's just the warning. It's just the it's mostly just a warning. It's just to give you information, more on an educational kind of vibe. I mean, that's pretty much it. Mostly a warning. Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. Going forward, like I said, just like what you see there, you know, the hurricane in Jamaica, there's going to be a lot more things along the way. So, a lot more things, and it's going to get really, really intense going forward. So, again, I don't buy into politics. I don't watch TV. I don't pay attention to news. You know, like I said, I'm on the path of just pretty much just disconnecting fully, you know, as much as I can. You know, because I know the games that are played. So when I hear this, you know, this hurricane in Jamaica, all these things that happen, and fire here, whatever there, whatever over there, a lot of these things are modification. You know, they can manipulate it in a certain way. You know, sometimes it could take months just to pretty much heat up a certain area or make it do what they wanted to do. And that's why you keep seeing every single day or so they fly, you see streaks in the air, they say, oh, that's conspiracy theory, there is no chemtrail, but it happens a lot in Jamaica, happens a whole lot in Florida, you know, you know, they create it where they want to create it. Like I said, they gotta tear down all and make way for the new. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'll leave it open. You can pretty much you know, you can pretty much decide what you want it to be, I guess, if you feel it's unnatural or it's natural or it's from God or Jesus Christ. I mean, you can feel that way or believe that way. I leave it open. Leave an open mind on this. But I already know exactly what it is, because I told you 2 weeks ago. And what did I tell you? If he's speaking like this and then telling you about banning weather modification, which is something that it's geoengineering, but the way how he said it and what he's saying, pretty much affect weather and climate, temperature and sunlight intensity. I mean, affects weather and climate. Okay. If he's telling you that, man, then, you know, it's a setup for the summer. You know, because this video was a couple months ago, like 3-4 months ago, 6 months ago. So it's setting up for the summer. You know, the most hottest parts, you know, the climate, and, you know, something gonna happen. So that's all I want to say, guys. Like I said, open mind with this. You know, it could be natural, it could be unnatural. You know, whatever or however you want to make it to be. Like I said, I told you what we're dealing with already for myself. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. One love out to everybody, and keep on kicking, guys. Oos.